Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Hexbots, Hexbug Battlebots Series 3, the second part of our tournament. Last time we saw Thunderstrike, Vipershot, Black Hole, Whippersnapper, T-Bone, Komodo Dragon, Spikosaurus, and Aquatic Disaster go on to the part... Well, the 8 robots go on to the top 16. We'll now do the same thing for here. This time with our 2-seed Gorilla and our 3-seed Wild Wings. But before we get started, we have to get started on our battle for our 31st and 30th seed. Starting off with Category 5 versus Blacksmith. 3, 2, 1. Let the battle begin! Both robots moving, Category 5 spinning up to speed, and Blacksmith. Nice hit deflection by Blacksmith, popping up Category 5, but gets onto the wedge. This is the battle for the 30th seed, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I'm now becoming a senile old man. Blacksmith goes up on the wedge. A nice hit there from Category 5, but again, just does nothing. The alternates of the series taking the place of Barnacles because, again, he died. Big hit again by Category 5. Blacksmith doing nothing. It went into the 3rd place bracket and faced Dudley and Maximus and won against them, so that's good. Defeating 2 rookies. Can it do it? A 3rd one, maybe? I don't really know. Category 5 trying to line up a nice shot. Blacksmith still have their wedge. Nice little hit there from Category 5. They're not really doing much. Again, another nice hit. Can they maybe bend the wedge on Blacksmith? Blacksmith is pretty infamous for being pretty durable. Minus that wedge sometimes coming off. Big hit by Category 5, and Blacksmith just go on the wedge. Oh, that's just great. Well, I guess Category 5 will take the number 30 seed. Blacksmith trying to get free, but it's not going to be so. Category 5 takes the number 30 spot. What a fight to start things off. Try not to ask, okay? Well, in any cases, our next fight, we've got Duck up against Petrify. Hopefully this would at least be better. 3, 2, 1, activate. Let the battle begin. Duck and Petrify. Petrify up to speed. That deadly hum. It's trying to do damage, but Duck staying away from that spinner. It pushes back Mr. Mouth. Petrify being pushed up. What the hell just happened? It just got pushed into the sidewall by Duck. It is just flipped over on his front. Mr. Mouth trying to get free, but Duck pushes it back. Oh my goodness. Mr. Mouth trying to go on the offensive, but Duck just flips over. Whatever. Well, I guess Petrify always finds a new way to get himself stuck on any odd angle. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets stuck on his wheel and he can't even get up that way. I don't know. I think that might happen, but my gut instinct is just going to tell me no. Well, in any cases, we start the actual bracket with a rematch of Series 1 back at the tournament with the 11th seed Flippy and the 22 seed Shadow. In that fight, Flippy was the number 4 seed going into the tournament in the round of 16, and Shadow takes the upset from getting them, removing their tracks and taking the upset win. Can it happen again, or will Flippy find a way to take out the ultimate life form? Well, let's find out. 3, 2, 1... activate. Let the battle begin. Shadow getting underneath the Flippy and flipping Flippy over. This is a rematch from the first series round of 16, and Shadow took that win. Can he do it again, or will Flippy get back up and get revenge? But is it rightfully so? Shadow pushes back Flippy. Can he get back up? That is the question, but it does not look like it unless Shadow flips him over, or Flippy does something unworldly and I don't even expect it. Even though I kind of do. Shadow pushing back Flippy onto his back. Can they get him out of the arena? They flip him again. Nice lift there from Shadow, but I just think, they might just leave him there, even though Flippy are still moving, so we are counting it as movement. Shadow trying to scave away. Can they maybe do another effective flip? It gets stuck on the rails, and Flippy there to get him out, so great sportsmanship there, and another nice lift by Shadow once again. But it looks like Shadow is stuck, and Flippy is just stuck near that corner now, trying to get itself up, but I think it's... never mind, it's back up. Flippy, this is the only time this season they have not been a top 4 seed. And that is pretty unfortunate. They were the 11th seed going up against the 22 seed Shadow. So that's at least something. Shadow flips Flippy once again. It gets back up and loses the track in the process. What is it with Flippy always losing their track? They were a very great robot in Series 1. Kind of in Series 2, but now they're not exactly doing their best. But they at least still made it to a tournament, so they're pretty consistent. Flippy being pushed back by Shadow once again. Flippy trying to go around the ultimate life form, doing a little death spin. It had to face the devil from the Bible, and it won. It was a very funny fight, to be honest. Shadow trying to push around Flippy. Can Flippy actually get a flip, or is Shadow just going to do all the work? Shadow is actually stuck on the shelf. Can they get free? I think a countdown should be called right now. Yeah, it's being called right now. So unless Shadow gets free, then they might lose this fight. Flippy will doing something, and Shadow gets free from the judges' countdown. Flippy, they're just hitting the wall for some reason, and I don't know why. Shadow pushing back Flippy. Did they flip him over? I don't know. The cameraman's a lazy ass, and well, it's not doing anything. But I think Shadow wins this fight. Well, I guess you could say Shadow did really do something there. I think there were multiple instances Shadow should have been counted out and out from the tournament, but Shadow just still gets in and just pummels Flippy. I told you not to be like Thunderstrike. Just leave your opponent there and just let him die. But Shadow just went in anyway. Well, in any cases, our next fight, we've got Rusty versus Endgame. Number 10 seed versus the number 23 seed. The battle between two Battlebots favorites of Series 5. So let's begin. 3, 2, 1, activate. Let the bot battle begin. Sorry if your ears were destroyed. Rusty versus Endgame. Endgame pushing back. Endgame loses a thing, and Rusty loses a side panel. Will that affect them in this fight? I don't know. The 23 seed being Endgame is the number 10 seed, which I'm pretty sure I did not expect Rusty. Looks like Endgame lost a bit of some drive on their left side. But thankfully they are still working, and Rusty's still hammering them down. And also Endgame loses that other spike, so that's cool. Rusty trying to go around. Can they maybe tackle Endgame? Now Endgame's lost part of drive on that other side, but it's doing fine for the most part. Nothing too crazy. Hopefully that won't happen to Rusty. Fingers crossed, maybe. Nice little hit there from Rusty. Can Rusty do more damage to Endgame? I don't really know. Can Endgame do something? Battle of the Battlebots here. I haven't seen either of them since Season 7. As of me making this video, which is now April, because I don't know what I'm doing. Battlebots Face-Offs is out, so that's at least something. Endgame with a nice little hit to the side of Rusty. Can Rusty do something? No, they get high centered on their side panel, but they get free. Endgame trying to maybe take off the other one and maybe score something. Gets underneath of Rusty. I mean, nothing too major there because Rusty doesn't have ground game. Honestly, I'm kind of expecting that. And Endgame with another nice hit. And again to the front of Rusty. Can Rusty do something? Hope it hasn't. I mean, it's doing smoothly, I'll say. Endgame goes up on the shelf for some reason. What do I have to say about this? Oh, there we go. I can talk about something now, finally. Rusty loses a track on that one side where the side panel came off. And Endgame taking advantage and pushing him back. Nice control points there from Endgame. And now there goes the track on Rusty. Now Rusty doesn't seem to be looking too great as the fight continues. Endgame takes off the top panel of Rusty. Nothing too major. Endgame also on the wedge as Rusty was on the shelf. Who can get free? It's Endgame. Can Rusty get down? Yes, he can. Can he do damage to him? From the evidence of that, no. Endgame. Gonna go around. Can he push? Maybe even just tackle Rusty, or maybe get the other track out. That'd be pretty impressive. There goes the other side panel of Rusty. So this could be Endgame's chance. However, we're getting inches closer to a judge's decision. And we are Endgame and Rusty. Two Battlebots will go to a judge's decision. What a fight. Ladies and gentlemen, we have entered a judge's decision. They awarded it unanimously to the winner, Endgame. Well, another low-seeded machine goes through onto the round of 16, Shadow and Endgame. This might actually tell us something, but I'm not going to tell you. Well, in any cases, next up is our fight between the two rookies in Ping 5700, the number 19 seed and the number 14 seed Pushover. This ought to be a great fight with two powerful rookies. Sorta. 3, 2, 1, activate. Let the bot battle begin. The battle of the two rookies, the 14 seed Pushover and the 19 seed Ping 5700. Pushover trying to reach Ping 5700, but nothing is happening. Pushover again has those electrical gremlins. It has yet to resolve. Can it maybe do it in this fight? I don't know. Muffin Top just sitting there doing nothing. It's almost like Mr. Mouth from a couple fights ago. Pushover, it's not having the best control out of the robots. A nice hit. I think it just took something off of Ping 5700. And Pushover with another big spin. You can see it lift itself up off the ground. That's kind of how powerful that spinner is. And Ping 5700 uses the lifter but does nothing. Why'd they even use a Witch Doctor? Can they just use like a duck or something? I think Ultimate, or no, I think Random Robotics might have said that. I don't know. I'm old. Muffin Top, I'm pretty sure, is just dead. Pushover trying to land a nice hit onto Ping 5700. Now its lifter doesn't want to work. Pushover gets himself stuck on the shelf for some reason. Ping 5700 not doing anything. Pushover pushing Muffin Top onto the shelf, or to the wedge. This is kind of sad. Ping 5700, nice hit. Popping up Pushover. And I think it got itself stuck, or either that or it's dead. Yeah, they're trying to move. It doesn't look like it. Pushover just gonna come in with some nice hits. Does nothing. Pushover is just gonna get the win nonetheless. Well, at least Pushover at least tried in this fight, and same with Ping 5700. Well, what do I say next? I think the mechanism for the weapon on Ping 5700 broke. So I think that's why. Well, in any cases, Pushover, the 14 seeds go through. Next up is Lester the Lobster against Scorcher. They've been waiting a lot for this, and I know it. 3, 2, 1, activate. Let the bot battle begin. Lester the Lobster, the number 18 seed, and the 15 seed Scorcher, the team from Turkey. They have waited 2 seasons for them to get to the championship, and here they are. Well, I mean the championship bracket. I meant to say that. Scorcher hammering down with their hammer saw. They say they look good going into this fight. Or judging from their hammer saw swing, it does not look really that effective. So I don't know if they might have a low battery or not. But anyways, back with the fight. Scorcher grabbing a hold of Lester and hammering him down with their hammer saw. This looks pretty good so far for Scorcher. Their first time into a tournament. Lester, their second time being from Series 2. And after Series 1's onslaught with him and Hydrogen Bomb going out. Scorcher trying to spin around with their hammer saw. Lester trying to do damage to Scorcher, but doesn't seem to be doing much. Scorcher, well, almost close to getting onto the wedge, but they both get free. Scorcher, can they do something? No, but they're being pushed back by Lester and onto the wedge. Can Lester take advantage? No, they can't. It's Scorcher just gets a karma shot to the claw of Lester. Can Lester maybe pull off something with that big bar spinner they quote-unquote borrowed from a tombstone? And Scorcher, I think Scorcher have stopped! The fight's still going, and Scorcher might have stopped! The hopes and dreams of Scorcher going to a tournament has now left them there. The 18th seed Lester the Lobster is going to take this fight as they push back Scorcher. Lester take the fight home. Sad, sorry sight for Scorcher. As we have a sad departure for Scorcher, As many times throughout the series, their battery issues have just caught them up today. I was expecting a lot from them into the tournament, however, they're gone pretty early. Leicester goes on to the they go on to the round of 16. Now let's get started with the big giant flipper versus, well, I don't know, something. The number 6 seed Liability and the 27 seed Destoroyah. The battle between two rookies. 3, 2, 1, activate. Let the battle begin. Destoroyah aiming for the wall for some reason. Why would they do that? Oh, well, this is Hexbots. Anything can happen. Liability getting underneath of Destoroyah, but not flipping him over. Is Destoroyah already off to a bad start? The number 28... Or no, sorry, the 27 seeds. 28 seeds of Spikosaurus. Yeah, the 27 seed Destoroyah. They're having some control issues gliding around the arena. I don't know if that's going to be a problem for this. But, I mean, given their start, yeah, they're twitching or something. That does not look good for Destoroyah as they get hooked onto the shelf thanks to Liability. And Liability, maybe going to take advantage of it and try and flip them over. And they completely missed them. Liability, they're right there. They're right there. Get them. Seriously, they're like right in front of you. Like they're yeah, just get there you go. There you go. Liability almost getting the lift, but Destoroyah recovers and gets back on his wheels. I don't know. I'm just gonna say that because they're robots. Destoroyah, yeah, they're barely moving right now. They have that little fork in place, which is the only saving point for them so far in this battle. Liability trying to get to the side of Destoroyah since now they're exposed. And miss them again. God damn it, Liability. They're right there. God dang it, Bobby. Yeah, I watched King of the Hill. Oh, hey, there we go! Liability flips Destoroyah. Well, that's going to be it for the 27 seeds. The 6 seed Liability goes to the round of 16 in style. As well, that kind of happened. Destoroyah barely even worked in that fight. Like, he kept stuttering, its weapon kept shutting off. It happened a lot to him. The Liability and the number 6 seed go to the round of 16 with a rematch against Shadow. How many rematches are we going to have in the Sweet 16? A lot. Like, we already got 2 so far. We're probably going to make it 3 if Gorilla wins against Duck. But that's in the next 2 to 3 fights, so we'll keep you hanging. Well, now next up we've got the 26 seed Hardware. Pulled off a win somehow against Spikosaurus in their heat. Going up against the number 7 seed and defending champion Hypershock. I'm 100% betting Hypershock might win this. Who knows? Who knows? 3, 2, 1. Let the battle begin. Place your bets, people, on who might win. Hypershock, the number 7 seed, and the 26 seed Hardware. Hardware being pushed back immediately by Hypershock and stuck on the railing. Can they get free? Hypershock is willing to keep him there, but Hardware gets free. Brilliant use of the tactic and the lifter of Hardware for them to get free. They took out Spikosaurus somehow. And I mean somehow. But they're here nonetheless. Hardware just going all over the place. I don't know why. Hypershock goes up on the shelf. Not a good start. Well, I mean, somewhat for Hardware, and kind of with Hypershock as well. The 7th seed and the current defending champion, keep that in mind. I don't know why people would always say former champion. He's the current champion. He's not out just yet. Hardware getting underneath of Hypershock. Can they lift Hypershock over? No, they can't. Even if so, Hypershock is invertible. So, no matter any way you slice it, he's going to come back here and dice ya. I don't know. I'm not a gangster. Hardware trying to get free from the shelf as Hypershock continuously rams into him like a bighorn sheep. Hardware resetting their lifter. This is kind of like reminiscent of like Hardware versus Duck. And Hardware getting underneath of Hypershock once again, but just can't seem to lift them over. I thought we'd have some success for the rookies in Hardware. they're doing at least somewhat fine. They're putting up a great fight so far against Hypershock. And if it goes to the judges, I would actually be pretty impressed for Hardware. Because usually a rookie would not stand much ground to him. Like you know what happened to Agrawal, but he's the New Blood Tournament champion, and he's out. Hypershock gets Hardware's top panel off. So nice damage done, and Hardware trying to get free, but it just does not look like it. In any case, yeah, Hypershock, they gutted Agrawal, and it's what got them out of the series, is that they stopped their accident. Hardware getting underneath of Hypershock, but Hypershock gets free. How did he survive that? I don't know. Well, I guess third time sort of was the charm for Hardware, but Hypershock gets free. Hypershock still with their wedge and their spinner. It's how they got them in this series. We're getting close to a judge's decision. Hypershock seems to be the more superior robot, mainly in terms of aggression and damage. Control, probably Hardware because of the amount of times they lifted them. Like, I think like 4, maybe 5 times just being safe. Hardware being pushed back by Hypershock once again. This is going to the judges. This is pretty good for Hardware, but not entirely for them winning this fight. Hypershock might win this. Ladies and gentlemen, we have entered a judge's decision. We have a split decision. Judge 3 scored the battle for Hardware. Judge 2 scored the battle for Hypershock. And Judge 1 scored the battle for the winner, the number 7 seed, Hypershock. Well, 2 more fights away, and maybe if anything, Hypershock can maybe face Gorilla. But that's in the next fight, as we got our next fight in it with the supposedly 2 alternates. Well, not really. We've got Wild Wings, the number 3 seed, and the number 30 seed, category 5. I'm blind. Like, you guys can see this, right? Because I can't. It's either this or the camera quality looks like garbage. Oh, well, Wild Wings versus category 5. 3, 2, 1, activate. Let the battle begin. Category 5 up to speed and Wild Wings. The number 3 seed and the number 30 seed. An alternate versus a really impressive robot that got themselves the full 12 points. It's Wild Wings in Category 5. I already just introduced the robot, so let's get this fight going. Category 5, kind of doing some damage to the side of Wild Wings. They got a side panel crooked. However, I don't think that's much. Wild Wings getting underneath, but just can't seem to lift Category 5 over. Category 5 trying to do something. It takes off the side panel, but is lifted up by Wild Wings. Can Wild Wings? Yeah, they have them on their side. Oh, never mind. Category 5 gets back on their wheels, but Wild Wings using their claws to use it as an advantage. Category 5 trying to get free from those claws. And they do. Wild Wings, they look pretty good so far. And Category 5 has been turned over. So it's turned into Rotator and Overhead Spinner. And their top panels came off as a result. Well, I hope those wires connected to the motor, they are exposed. So hopefully that won't be a trouble for them today. As Category 5, a nice little hit. They at least maybe have an advantage now that weapon is turned up and can maybe do damage to the weapon of them. And Category 5 on his side, but all just landed upside down. Wow, that was a great lift by Wild Wings. And so far, Wild Wings seems to be controlling this fight. Maybe, definitely in terms of aggression and control. Because damage is probably going to go to Category 5. Just because they have somewhat a more effective weapon that does damage. And speaking of damage, it just damages itself by ramming into the wall. This isn't exactly looking good for the alternate rookies. And same with Wild Wings. Wild Wings trying to get back in the fight. They're trying to not contact the spinner on Category 5. Category 5 rams into the wall. What the hell is wrong with you? Your opponent is right there and you're just ramming him like a blind bull. And there we go. Wild Wing got another good hold on Category 5, but they can't lift them. It almost seems like something is hindering them, but I don't know what. And, oh! Category 5 does damage to Wild Wings, knocking the top piece of the lifter. But Category 5, no, sorry, Wild Wings seems to still be in good control in this fight. This is a really good back and forth fight. A really good, tentative, and controlled fight for Wild Wings and Category 5. The alternates, or I guess I could say the two of the alternates. It's going to go to a judge's decision. This is a really great fight. And I cannot wait to see who wins this. Ladies and gentlemen, we have entered yet another judge's decision. And it is again a split decision. Judge 2 scored the battle for Category 5. Judge 3 scored the battle for Wild Wings. And Judge 1 scored the battle for the winner, the number 3 seed, Wild Wings. Well, you at least got to give credit to Category 5 where credit is due. They at least survived this fight, mainly just on the roof, just because Wild Wings flipped them over in a great fashion. They could have gotten up, but they just went on the wrong side. Well, in any cases, that will conclude for Quadrant 3, as we have Wild Wings, number 3 seed, 14 seed Pushover, 6 seed Liability, going in a rematch with the number 22 seed Shadow. Now it's the fight you've been waiting for. Two animals, a duck and a gorilla. Well, the number 2 seed gorilla and the 31 seed duck. Can duck even survive this fight? That's the question. Can gorilla win this fight and go into a rematch with Lester the Lobster? Well, I'm hoping gorilla wins because they didn't just make their robot for nothing. Well, let's find out. 3, 2, 1, activate. Let the battle begin. The 2 seed gorilla and the 31st seed duck. Duck had to beat Petrify in the weirdest way to get this spot. Can they hold on to it? Almost! They almost had gorilla up on their heels. Great start so far from Duck. Gorilla haven't gotten their weapon working. They've been in Onslaught, and I guess both the New Blood Tournament and a previous heat that I kind of forgot because of course I did. Gorilla trying to line their weapon, but it does not seem that they could get a perfect 10 out of 10 shot on the Duck. And I thought Duck... no, Gorilla is still moving. I thought Duck had lifted Gorilla over. Yeah, there you see Gorilla just pop out like, hey, what's up? Duck trying to get free, but Gorilla just staying right on top with that spinner. Gorilla trying to get to the back and completely misses Duck. He was right there and you have just missed him. There you go. Here's oh god dang it. Gorilla, I don't know if they're blind for their series or they just haven't been exactly effective. I have been told that they had weapon issues to start and they had to change their their spinner that they attached to the weapon motor. So I think it's maybe what is affecting them in this fight in terms of damage. As Gorilla tries to face Duck head on head. Oh, a nice little shot there from Gorilla, punting up the lifter of Duck. Duck, and I don't know who's looking the more aggressive in this. I do definitely say control might go to Duck, because Gorilla just keeps ramming into everything beside their opponent. And damage, well, no damage has been inflicted so far, but I just might say Gorilla, because they keep hitting Duck in rather the face, the side at one point. I think they tried to get to the back, but again, they failed multiple times. Gorilla beebling and bobbling around the arena. This does not look good for the weapon of Gorilla. Duck, I think if anything, Duck is probably on top in this fight. And I am just saying that, but I don't know. Gorilla is just Gorilla. And there we go. Damage has finally been done. So Gorilla might have a chance in maybe swaying the judge's favor. Duck trying to do something. Yeah, they lost their top panel and now can't get free from the wedge. Can they get free? Gorilla is eyeing him down. Gorilla just keep him there. I think that's the best idea. Duck are trying to use their lifter, but they get free. They're slowly but surely, and they get free. And Gorilla there to counteract that and does a nice hit to the back of Duck. It was a pretty good fight so far. It is... Oh, wait. No, Duck is hindered! Duck is hindered!
Gorilla's gonna take the win! What?
I at least give credit to Duck for at least surviving in that fight. But it's Gorilla who takes home the win. We will conclude this heat, or I guess this stage of the tournament, with the 2-seed Gorilla, 18th seed Lester the Lobster, 7th seed and defending champion Hypershock, 23 seed Endgame, 3rd seed Wild Wings, 14th seed Pushover, 6th seed, pretty impressive, Liability, and 22 seed Shadow. We'll hopefully continue next time with the round of 16. This will be a great heat. I know it. We're at least one step closer to Endgame. No, sorry, Hypershock facing Gorilla. That would be a great fight. I know it. Well, in any cases, we'll see you next weekend for the round of 16. We'll see you next time.